The assembly now resumes. My apologies, we had to wait. It's beyond 1 o'clock, but all the same. So we now move to complete what we started earlier on, and that is the consideration of the Public Service Pensions Bill 2020. Thank you very much, honorable members. Your Excellency, the Vice President. Honorable members will continue with the consideration stage of the Public Service Pensions Bill. You recall that certain issues arose, and as a result of which we had to allow the drafting team to work it out with the mover of the motion, since it was their bill. The bill was their bill. We thought that the issue that came up was very important and fundamental. So it's now been, I hope, sorted out, and the drafters were able to come up with something. Sorry, you have the... Honorable Chair and honorable members, let's go back to clause section 2, interpretation. Clause 1, interpretation, yes.
Yeah, Chair, I will propose that we deal with clause 4, which is the establishment of the scheme and fund. I would wish to propose that we rescind the decision that we took on clause 4 and then propose an amendment, because the interpretation is linked to clause 4. Without its establishment, it seems that the interpretation will just be hanging there.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable. Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and Chair.
Decision by the...
Moving that we rescind.
I got you. My mind was linked to the proposals, but this had nothing to do with the, as of now, with the mover. It was a decision by the Assembly. So it is proposed that the earlier decision of the Assembly on clause 4 be rescinded. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. So the ayes have it. Thank you. We can now proceed. Yes, Honorable Member for Serekunda. Honorable Banjul South, you can consult the table office together with nominated members so that the issues can be clarified and explained for you. Thank you. Yes?
Yes. It is moved that we amend clause 4 and instead, in terms of the part 2, we amend part 2.
Just allow them to. You have your copies so that we will all be together. Central Badibu? No. Everybody has a copy? Yes. Okay.
amend the part 2, which reads in the original bill, the establishment, administration, contribution to the public service pension scheme, and introduce establishment, administration, and contribution to the pension, public service pension scheme and fund. It is so proposed that that stands part of the bill.
Yes, honourable members, it is proposed that clause 4, as read by the Vice Chair, stand part of the bill.
That's part 2, Honourable Chair.
Yes, it's part 2, clause.
Yeah. Well, it's just the part first, and then we go to the clause.
The part is the heading. The establishment, administration, and contribution to the public service pension scheme and fund. That is the amendment that now stands part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. So the ayes have it. So part 2, establishment, administration, and contribution to the public service pension scheme and for the heading of part 2 now stands part of the bill. Thank you.
He's coming with another.
Yes.
I wish to move that we rescind clause 4 and move that clause 4.1 clause 4 will now read as follows. Honorable Chair. The establishment of scheme and fund, there is established by this Act a public service pension scheme and public service pension fund. 2, subclause 2, the scheme is established for the purpose of ensuring payment of pensions, gratuities, and other applicable benefits provided under this Act to public officers. Subclause 3, the fund is established for the remittance of contributions of public service employees towards their pensions and gratuity. Subclause 3, yes, so that's what it should be. And then there should be a new clause 6, the Vice President may make regulations under this part for the effective implementation of the scheme and its fund. And there is a proposal for sequencing, Honourable Chair, that subclause 3 should now read 4 and subclause 4 should now read 5. That is change in the sequencing.
Yes, thank you very much. Honourable members, it is proposed firstly that the decision earlier taken on clause 4 be rescinded. Those in favour, please say aye. Those not in favour, please say no. The ayes have it. So the earlier decision on the clause 4 of the House is hereby rescinded. Now, it is now proposed that the establishment, administration, clause 4, as read by the co-chair, now stand part of the bill. That is the amendment. Yes, anybody with...
If you look at the title, Establishment, Administration, and Contribution to the Public Service Pension Scheme, is it pension scheme and fund or public service pension?
Scheme and fund. That's part 2.
Yeah, so there is no S on the pension. It's public service pension on the title.
There's a clerical, the bill should be, on the bill it's pensions. Yeah, but on the amendment, there is no S here. So it should be a clerical amendment to read S. Add the S. It will all be part of the amendments. Now, those in favor of the amendments as read, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. So the ayes have it. The section 4, establishment of the scheme and fund as read now stand part of the bill as amended. Thank you. Honorable, we have to yes. Go. Yes.
Yeah, I wish to propose further that we rescind our decision on clause 2 interpretation.
But it is proposed that clause 2 of the interpretation, the decision taken on clause 2 by the House be rescinded. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So the earlier decision of the Assembly is hereby rescinded. So we can proceed.
I wish to make proposal that move that the interpretation clause 2, with the inclusion of fund, given this meaning, means a public service pensions fund established under clause 4 to stand as part of the bill.
Thank you very much, Honorable. It is proposed that under the interpretation, section 2, fund means a public service pensions fund established under section 4 stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So section 2 interpretation as amended now stands part of the bill. Thank you. Technically, we were 6, are we? Yes, funding of benefits.
Clause 6, funding of benefits.
Your Excellency, your proposal.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair and Honorable National Assembly members. I move that clause 6 stand as part of the bill. Thank you.
Yes. We did receive evidence on clause 6, and it is clear that clause 6 should be amended because it is gathered that the first and foremost our consideration is that it was noted that consolidated fund, haven't we considered this already? Okay, let me go ahead anyway. Consolidated fund meant money received in trust or on behalf of the government. Honorable Chair, I think we just proposed it, but it was not put for adoption. So do we reconsider it, Honorable Chair? I think this is where we stopped. It was moved but not decided on.
Let's go to 6.
Yeah.
So that we can start the process.
We decided, we start over, okay. So as you can see, in the original, you have consolidated fund instead of public service pensions fund. Secondly, the clause excludes those on probation. Thirdly, the entitlement of the members from government contribution requires an acceptable formula. There was consensus for the formula to be included in the schedule. In this regard, Honourable Speaker, it is proposed that Clause 6, with amendment as incorporated in the report, stands as part of the bill.
Congratulations, honourable members. Yes, Maggie.
Yes, Honourable Speaker, Clause 6, funding of benefits, and 2 says the Accountant General shall deduct from every public officer an amount equivalent to 5% of pensionable emoluments, and the amount shall be remitted to the consolidated funds. Like I've been consistently saying, it only states the contribution from the public officer, and we are yet to know how much, even though we have the tabulation, but there must be an amount expected from the government. That is how pensions are done. Otherwise, it will be fully funded by the public officer. What is the government's contribution? That is still my concern. And looking at the bill, I still haven't seen the government's contribution. It must be stated. It has to be certain that at the end of the day, the person is contributing 5% and the government is contributing a certain amount, and that needs to be specified here. We cannot just say it will be done at the end of once you are retired.
Honourable Speaker, I want to observe.
Thank you. I'm on my feet. Exactly. You can. That is still my concern, Madam Speaker, because looking at pensions everywhere, it must be clearly stated. For example, 10% by the government, 5% by the employee. Employee-employer contribution, not just from one side. Otherwise, it is solely funded by the one side. That is my concern, and it has always been. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, thanks.
Yes, Papa San was first.
Yes, thank you, Honourable Chair. I think we've had an extensive discussion on this particular issue, and I think the consensus was very clear. The government, when you do the calculation based on the formula that's provided, you realize that the employee that's contributing, the actual amount is way less than what he has contributed. So the difference using the formula is what the government is going to contribute. I think we've made extensive discussion about that. So government's contribution is going to be based on the difference between what you're supposed to get and what the employee actually has contributed. That difference is what the government is going to pay.
Yes.
Central Baribu.
I just want to refer Honourable Member of Banjul South to subclause 5 of the same funding of benefit 6. So it's clearly stated. I don't know whether she can explain better for me. The government shall meet the balance of the cost of the pension, gratuity, and other benefit payable under this act after allowing for contribution referred to under subsection. So she's talking about government's contribution. So I think government will have a role to play. Yes.
Can I clarify, Madam Chair? I think he did not understand what I meant. I said there must be a specific percentage. That is the norm everywhere. For example, if you look at Social Security, it's 10% and 5%, and that is certain. That must be in the law, because otherwise, at the end of your working years, they might just say, okay, we are contributing 10%, and or they can just give you what you have contributed without contributing a dime. That is what we are trying to avoid here. We are lawmakers, and we are trying to protect our pensioners to be certain of a percentage that they are going to receive at the end of their work life, and I think we should protect them well.
Thank you. But before I allow the chair, let's take observations from.
Honourable Speaker, I think you are entertaining something that is against our standing order. Because if you look at standing order section, standing order 70, if you look at it, Standing Order 70, what it says is that if you have any proposal to an amendment at the committee stage, you have to do it in writing and submit it to you. That's what it says.
Procedure that's been following.
So please.
Yeah, that's the procedure that we've been following. There is no proposal. If you have a proposal, you can write it and refer to the relevant clause and do your proposal wherever it fits in. We will see it. Honorable Chair, you want to come in?
Well,
but in the absence of any concrete proposal, we have to proceed.
Well, I believe this is the procedure that we should follow, that if there is any proposal, we can open up a debate on it. Otherwise, we consider
of a proposal, we cannot open. No, we cannot open that debate in the absence of a proposal. There is no proposal here. No, you know, Kunda Sabiji is very right. The provisions of the standing orders are very clear. It escaped my mind, all of us, it escaped our mind. So, you know, I should have drawn your attention to the fact that we have to ask, why is your proposal? Usually the standing orders, not usually, it indicates a time frame, and if you cannot do it within that time, it still gives you another chance to write it, to hand over a copy to the table office, but it has not been done, so we just cannot wait indefinitely, so we will have to proceed. Thank you very much. Pardon? Thank you very much. So it is proposed that funding of benefits under Clause 6 stand part of the bill with amendment as read by the Honorable Co-Chair. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. Yes, so, but the ayes have it. So, Clause 6, funding of benefits. Yes, Clause 6 on the funding of benefits as read by the Co-Chair with amendments stand part of the bill. Thank you. We can proceed.
Clause 7, contributions record.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that Clause 7 stand as part of the bill.
Yeah, we did take evidence as a committee, and our observation is that Clause 7 is just hanging and cannot stand alone, and that therefore it should be revoked and incorporated where it belongs with the Director of Pensions functions, which are clearly elaborated. So we are proposing that Clause 7 and Clause 8 be merged to stand as part of the bill, as Clause 7.
Thank you very much. It is proposed that Clause 7 be merged with Clause 8 to stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So Clause 7 of the bill is now merged with Clause 8 to stand as part of the bill as amended. Together?
Yes. Clause.
Honorable, the number you'll have to.
Yeah, the sequencing will change.
The sequencing, yes.
Clause 8, 8, establishment and functions of the Directorate of Pensions.
Let's allow the...
Yes, Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 8 stands as part of the bill. Thank you. Continue here. In our looking at the document, looking at it, and there is when it says establishment and functions of the Director of Pension, we have agreed that there is a section where it should be establishment of the Directorate of Pensions and functions of the director to be considered. Is the heading. We are just dealing with the heading and the establishment of Directorate of Pensions and functions of the Director of Pensions. Yeah, it's an ellipsis, but we have to take the project seriously and make sure that every gap that is there has to be fulfilled. And this was brought to our attention, and we are taking note of that. When they go out for the before it goes for legal scrubbing, we have to include it there to match.
We read it out so that we will all understand. We have on the 8,
we have on the
establishment and functions of the Directorate of
Pensions. Yes. Establishment of Directorate of Pension and functions of the Director of Pensions. So the missing one is the of Directorate of Pensions, which should be between establishment and the word and on the heading.
You're right. We're talking about establishment of the Directorate.
Yes, of pension.
And functions of the Director.
Yes.
No, I want to be clear.
Establishment of the Directorate of Pensions and functions of the Director of Pensions. Yes.
Under 8, before it is merged.
Honorable Chair, what we have already done is to put the establishment. Let me read this so that it becomes clear. Clause 7 of the original document, which the High Excellency the Vice President moved, states, the Directorate of Pension shall at all times cause to be kept and maintained an accurate record of contributions made of persons employed and confirmed in pensionable office. The observation is that this is a function. It does not need to stand alone. So therefore, we are saying that let us merge clause 8, and clause 8 is actually saying establishment and functions of the Director of Pensions. Director of Pensions in what we are proposing. Under the original, it says establishment and functions of the Directorate of Pensions. But under the clean sheet that we are proposing, it is establishment and functions of the Director of Pensions, and there is established by this Act the Directorate of Pensions under the Personnel Management Office, and it goes, the Director of Pensions shall be answerable to the Permanent Secretary. The Director of Pensions shall have all these functions, including what was originally under clause 7.
Yes, Chair, that you read from page 42, dealing with the Director of Pensions, and 43, Roman clause 1, I, where it is proposing to delete the Director of Pensions. If you read it together, then it will make more sense, and then we will know the proposed
amendments for clause 7, including the sequencing, the incorporation, the merger, is establishment and functions of the Director of Pensions. There is established by this Act the Directorate of Pensions under the Personnel Management Office. The Director of Pensions shall be answerable to the Permanent Secretary. The Director of Pensions shall open and maintain a pension account for each member with a personal identification number.
and BCD.
Maintain a record in the member's pension account, the deductions referred to in section 6.2. Reconcile the information maintained in the member's account with the payroll records maintained by the Accountant General in respect of deductions made under section 6.2. Issue regular communications to members on matters relating to the scheme. Provide customer service support to members, including access to members' account balances and relevant statements upon written request. Be responsible for all calculations relating to payable pensions, gratuities, and any other benefits which are payable under this Act. Costs to be paid to eligible members, pensions, gratuities, and any other applicable benefits which are payable under this Act. Keep and maintain an up-to-date register of members of the scheme to enable accurate and expeditious actuarial valuation of the scheme. Submit to the Vice President through the to the Permanent Secretary quarterly and annually a comprehensive report covering the operation of the fund. The Director of Pensions shall at all times cause to be kept and maintain an accurate record of contributions made.
Sorry, let me just draw your attention.
That's I.
Yeah, under 3, 42.3. The Director of Pension shall. So they are proposing just delete the Director of Pension, not to repeat it again.
What I'm saying is 3 is
3
there.
I. You are repeating the Director of Pensions.
Well, it goes to Roman numeral I.
3I.
Yes, it goes to Roman numeral
you
I.
You already said the Director of Pensions shall A, B, C, D. You come to I, then it's repeating the Director of Pensions.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you see it? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's where you are 100% correct. The shall should now, at all times, cause to be kept and maintain an accurate record of contributions made by persons employed and confirmed in pensionable office. Carry out any other functions directed by the Permanent Secretary. So 4, the Director of Pensions shall from time to time carry out a head count of all persons drawing a pension. That's the fourth. That's the fourth paragraph. Yeah. So I think the other one is correct because it's under the same heading. This is a paragraph of its own. Shall from time to time carry out a head count of all persons drawing a pension under this Act, and may require any such person to appear in person and be required to complete a prescribed form. A person who fails to appear in person and complete the prescribed form may have the payment of his or her pension suspended until such time he or she appears in person and completes the prescribed form. So could we know what the mover who wishes to say, so that before we make the final move for adoption with amendment?
Yes. We are done. I think, can I come in? Honorable Speaker, Honorable Vice Chair, we are in line with everything you have said, and this is what was agreed upon. What I was just raising issues was the issue of the heading, to synchronize and to align it with what we are saying. Now we already have dealt with the substantive matters before that, and now when we get to the heading, we said establishment and functions of the Director of Pensions. But then, do we assume that we already have a directorate? Because it is a bill that also has to give that legal mandate to the directorate. The only missing word there is of director, like the heading, establishment of the Directorate of pensions. That's all that we need to insert there. And functions of the Director of Pensions. It's only of Directorate of Pensions that is missing, so that it has a legal mandate. But everything is perfect, and the edits that you have done, I think, are in line with the principles.
So you are establishing a Directorate of Pensions?
Yes, and functions of the Director of Pensions.
Yeah, we understand. You know, we are trying to get you.
Thank you.
You are establishing a Directorate of Pensions.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, which means we will also
But the heading is
have to put that in the interpretation clauses.
yes, in the interpretations. Yes, that's good. Thank you very much.
So,
Yes, it's already established, but the heading is not carrying it, and it could be subjected to some analysis.
you know, we are getting you. You know, we are trying to get what you want to establish.
Yes. Thank you.
That they want to establish a Directorate of Pensions and create a Director
Yes, exactly. That's all.
of Pensions.
Everything is perfect except the missing word. That's all we want to put there to be sure. Thank you.
It's suggesting that advice there should be established a Director of Pensions. It shall be headed by Director of Pensions.
So, what will be the function of the Directorate? Because we know the function of the Director,
Yes.
but there is no function for the Directorate.
The Directorate,
And function
Could Honorable Chair, could they draft something very quickly for us?
yes, it will be going on, yes.
Yeah,
If you allow them to draft, and we need them during the consideration.
I'll be here, yes, while they do that. The technical team
The technical team will
is working on it, yes.
Okay,
But
then
I'm
we can
happy to
proceed.
see it, Yes.
Very, very well.
It's already done. It's already done. This is all what we want. The establishment of Director of Pensions and the function of Director of Pensions. So now,
This is our report.
no, let's be clean copy.
This is their clean copy. Then it's for you to read it out.
Yeah, read it out. Let me know.
Apparently they have something, but it's for them to read it out.
Okay.
Establishment of Director of Pensions.
Yes. Number 7.
Can move that for adoption.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, observation.
I move. Yes, please.
Is Body Woman. Yes, I just want Honorable Member of Serekunda. If you look at the functions of Director here, how it is stated, is more of the responsibilities of the Directorate. Because, for example, with reference to Roman numeral I, the Director of Pensions shall at all times cause to be kept and maintain an accurate record of contributions made by persons employed. This is not the responsibility of the Director per se, but this is the responsibility of the Directorate, the unit. So if you look at some of the functions that have been highlighted under Director, so they are more of the Directorate. Yes, you have some specifics that are, that differ, but more of them are more of the Directorate. But Director is a name, but it is the unit that performs the responsibility.
I have a proposal. Well, let's listen to them before we proceed with our proposals or our observations. If you take by analogy the office of the table director of the table.
Yeah, the Director of Table.
Oh no, not director. Now is deputy clerk responsible for legal and procedural matters. What is the function of that unit vis-a-vis the person holding the position?
That's a good analysis. That's a good analysis.
Advice in terms of the semantics and how we put it across, because it's very important. You cannot get the person without getting the office established. So what we have done, what he is advising is us that we have what is establishment of yes, the Directorate of Function the establishment of the Directorate of Pensions. That's the office. Now, under the subsection 7.1, there is established by an act the Directorate of Pensions under the Personnel Management Office, which shall be headed by a Director of Pensions, so that it becomes quite clear. Yes. We've been given the legal advice and also the legal scrubbing on that. Yes. Establishment of the Directorate of Pensions, that is what is being proposed. And under that subsection, there shall be established by this act the Directorate of Pensions under the Personnel Management Office, which shall be headed by a Director of Pensions. That's what they are suggesting.
Or you want it repeated? Chair, is it okay?
Have it. You know, this was an issue. It seemed like they did not want a directorate. They wanted the Personnel Management Office to be in control of the director. So
that was not.
Yes, so that, which clause are we on? Clause 8. So,
because what we are saying here is what we should go along with and not what people are thinking. This is about law and be established by the National Assembly. Yes. You just. Maybe the purpose of putting in PMO as the institution that is supposed to guide this process is about, it has to deal with personnel management. It has to deal with the people. And under the civil service system, PMO is responsible for that. And obviously they cannot stand like that because it is being proposed. We have to move forward with it and see what are some of the processes that we will go. And then in the near future, other things could come up as we move forward. Because this is a very novel, innovative approach. And the discussions went on. There were so many good ideas that came, and we want to capture all of them. But there must be somebody some institution for the purpose of monitoring the accountability and the functions of that body to be able to report back and learn the lessons and move forward. That's the reason why it should be under the...
Honourable members, Your Excellency, it appears as if proposals are just springing up, especially as far as legal drafting is concerned. We will agree and then something else will crop up which might be better or which is better. So I am proposing for us to come out with a very good section on this clause 7 going to 8. Why don't we suspend it as we had done earlier on in other instances? Suspend it. Let us go to clause 9 and then think about it. Come out with a clean sheet of clause. Together with the team can assist, and then we will do one agree, and then we will say this one is better. Or in other jurisdictions, this is how it is done. Best practices here and there. We have omitted A, we have omitted B. It should be included to avoid rescinding decisions that have already been taken. I would propose, honourable members, that we suspend for the time being clause 8 and proceed to clause 9 and take time. In fact, Mr. Kabaya, continue with Halifa, and you can...
We can do that under clause 72 10.
Yes.
We can postpone the clause.
We've done it before, just that clause.
Yeah. 7210.
Yes, so it is proposed that we suspend clause 8 and proceed with the other clauses to come back to it. Those in favor, please say aye. And that is under the relevant standing clause, clause 72. Those in favor, please say aye. I know it's not yet lunch. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 8 is hereby suspended for the time being. And then we will proceed to clause 9.
To confirm what you are saying, I agree and concur with what you have said. And already they have prepared actually something for that, which I believe they can work with the legal luminaries in order to come up with something clean and precise. Thank you. Yes, I agree with you.
And Madam Chair, for record purposes, can we also mention the relevant clause? Because we just postponed, we just moved it without...
To 7210. Yes, he mentioned it.
Clause 7 and 8.
Now the team is telling me that there was even no need for a vote to be taken on that. But our standing orders make provision for all these things.
Clause 9, particulars of members and nominated beneficiaries.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 9 stand to be part of the bill. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, we've looked at clause 9. It was conceived to be cumbersome to include clause 9, subclause 3, indicating that the Directorate of Pensions may require a member to make a declaration that there are no persons dependent on him or her other than those who have already been nominated and registered as dependents. And then 5, which says where a dispute relating to a nomination of a beneficiary under this section arises, the Director of Pension may consider evidence presented and determine the rightful dependent. So it was seen as giving absolute power to the Director to determine matters beyond really what could be justified. So what is proposed is an amendment so that we remove those 2 sub-clauses and then include only 3 clauses, and the new element there is where upon the death of a member who dies interstate, the benefits shall be paid to the curator of interstate estate for the administration of his or her estate. So I therefore wish to propose that clause 8, sequence 9, stands part of the bill as amended in the cleaned bill, clean proposal.
Hello, before vote.
Yes.
Before you take vote, under 2, I have an observation. I think the committee make a recommendation to amend shall with may. My proposal is we maintain shall under 2. A member of the scheme shall inform the Director of the Pension of any change in his or her particulars and those of the dependents as soon as they occur. So if you make it may optional, it might be abused. So I think this should be mandatory so that the Directorate can be able to do the job effectively.
Honorable Member, with all due respect, thank you very much. Any amendment, no matter how trivial, is an amendment. Any proposal, no matter, it must be submitted.
I submitted it.
No. It must be submitted. Just a couple of minutes ago, we had to reject a proposal because it was not submitted. I mean, your observation is not very long. You can submit it. Everything is going to take the 2 minutes. 2 seconds.
Hello?
No, let me...
Mine is submitted.
Where is it? Just a second.
You have to allow us to
Yes,
help you.
just a second. If it is submitted, we have so many documents on the table.
Yes.
We will look at it.
That's why we always want to
Table
help you.
Huh?
That's why we always want to help you.
Yes. No. If you want to help me, you can take my chair. from Central Badibu. And the more reason why this amendment should be submitted well ahead of time.
What we received was for
Is it?
This is Upper Salon.
This is Upper Salon. I don't think so. We did not receive anything.
That was for 8. That is for 8 that is suspended.
Khalifa, where is mine, please? It's handed over to you.
That has been suspended.
No, 8 is not suspended because in the report, 8 is 9. No. It's the same. We are moving in the report 8. In the original text 9, and in the report is 8.
But in any event, we have not seen your proposal.
No, it was given to Khalifa. It's not my responsibility. Now search on your desk. Search on your desk.
Honorable, I'm just being informed that you are doing your own sequencing. We are dealing with the original. So at the end of it, there will be a general, honorable member, co-chair, there will be a general amendment for the sequencing to be done.
Incorporated, yeah. So
that would be general. Otherwise, we will keep on changing 9 to 10, 10 to 11, every clause. No, Honorable, that's the decision of the chair, the speaker's ruling. We'll proceed. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Chair, we move that clause it was already moved.
Central Badibu. Thank you. Clause 9. It is proposed that clause 9, as amended, already read by the co-chair of the joint committee, stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no.
No.
Yes, but I think the ayes have it. Do we go for lunch? Because usually, can we make our voices audible, so since we're taking a voice vote, so that at least it will be clear? Otherwise, the likes of Central Badibu, who has a very strong voice, will say that we did not take his vote into consideration. Those in favor of the amendment as read, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no.
No.
The ayes have it. Thank you.
Okay. Clause 10, grant of benefits.
Honorable Chair, Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 10 stand to be part of the bill. Thank you.
We have no objection.
Thank you very much. It is proposed that clause 10, grants of benefit, stand part of the bill without amendments. Those in favor, please say aye. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 10, grants of benefit, stand part of the bill without amendments. Thank you.
Clause 11, compulsory retirement.
Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 11 stands as part of the bill.
We have no objection.
Thank you very much. It is proposed that clause 11, compulsory retirement, stand part of the bill without amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 11, compulsory retirement, stand part of the bill without amendment.
Clause 12, voluntary retirement.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 12 stand part of the bill. Thank you.
We have no objection.
Thank you very much. It is proposed that clause 12, voluntary retirement, stand part of the bill without amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 12, voluntary retirement, now stand part of the bill without amendment.
Clause 13, circumstances under which benefits may be granted.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 13 stand as part of the bill.
Yes. Chair?
Yes, we do have clause 13. We've looked at clause 13, Honorable Chair, and clause 13(1)(b) talks about furnishing, let me read it, after attaining the age of 45 years and the person has furnished a 6 months notice indicating his or her intention to retire from the public service. This was seen to be too long, and it is actually proposed that it should be reduced. So in terms of 13, we have proposed that the term be 3 months, a 3 months notice rather than 6 months notice. So that is proposal. So it is proposed that clause 13 stand as amended, as proposed. Stand part of the bill as proposed in the clean sheet.
Reduction.
Yes.
From 6 to 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, VP? No. Okay. It is proposed, honorable members, it is proposed that clause 13, circumstances under which benefits may be granted, stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those not in favor, please say no. So the ayes have it. Now, clause 13, circumstances under which benefits may be granted, now stand part of the bill as amended.
Clause 14, termination of service in the public interest.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, Honorable Chair, Honorable National Assembly members. I move that clause 14 stands as part of the bill. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, we did take evidence on clause 14. It reads, where the service of a public officer is terminated on the grounds that the termination is desirable in the public interest. We could not understand that. That could lead to any form of interpretation. So the members wish that not to be incorporated as indicated. So the issue of if the public, that's B, going from 14 to B, where it says that if the public officer had not completed 10 years, that is seen to be too long. Let me read the whole thing. If the public officer had not completed 10 years in pensionable service on the date of termination, the Director of Pension shall refund his or her contributions together with interest thereon as may be prescribed, and if the public officer had resigned from the public service before serving a period of 10 years. So it means that if the person did not complete 10 years, the person would have been deprived of entitlements. So as proposed now, where the service of the public officer is terminated on the grounds that the termination is in accordance with the public service regulation. So you can see we've moved from public interest to make it a legally based issue, public service commission. Then B, instead of the 10 years, we said if the public officer served for 5 years and less than 10 years, for a period for 5 years and less than 10 years, he or she shall be paid gratuity. So those are the amendments we are proposing, that clause 13 be amended as proposed in the report. Clause 14, clause 14, termination of service. As amended in the proposed report, stands part of the bill.
Okay, thank you. In the absence of any observations, we'll put the question. Sorry.
I am asking a question related to what number then is B going to be for clause 14? Are we going to skip the first part, A, and then B becomes A, or?
You know, 7 and 8 were merged, so we will do the sequencing will be done afterwards. That's why you have 14 here, 13 there, because 2 clauses were merged. You were not around, that's why.
So you are highlighting my absence. You are highlighting my absence. I am already present.
It is proposed that clause 14, termination of service in the public interest, stand part of the bill with amendment as read out. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 14, termination of service in the public interest, now stand part of the bill with amendments.
Clause 15, pensionable emoluments for computation of benefits.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 15 stands as part of the bill. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, we did take evidence, and let me read what clause 14 says. Clause 15 says, 15.1, for the purposes of calculating the amount of pension on gratuity for a public officer who has retired under this Act, the average of the pensionable emoluments received by him or her within the 36 months preceding his or her retirement shall be used for calculating his or her pension or gratuity. We felt that is to a disadvantage, and therefore in our proposal, which is incorporated in the clean copy, for the purposes of calculating the amount of pension or gratuity of a public officer who has retired under this Act, the last salary shall be used for calculating his or her pension or gratuity. So that gives the officer an advantage. Secondly, 15 under the original bill states when a public officer is transferred or appointed to other public service in the circumstances permitted by law, upon his or her retirement, the average salary received by him or her within 36 months preceding his or her transfer from the pensionable office shall be taken into account when calculating his or her pension or gratuity. There, what is now being proposed for your approval to stand as the bill is when a public officer is transferred or appointed to another public service in the circumstances permitted by law, upon his or her retirement, the last salary received by him or her preceding his or her transfer from the pensionable office shall be taken into account when calculating his or her pension or gratuity. So the committee felt, and the mover concurred, that this will give the pensioner more benefits. It is therefore proposed that this stand as part of the bill.
Yes. Honourable members, it is proposed that clause 15 as read stand part of the bill with amendments read by the co-chair. Those in favour, please say aye. Those not in favour, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 15 as amended and read by the co-chair now stand part of the bill.
Clause
that is the amendment. With amendments.
Clause 16, scope of benefits.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Honourable National Assembly members, I move that clause 16 stand as part of the bill. Thank you.
We have no objection.
No objection. Thank you very much, honourable members. It is now proposed that clause 16, scope of benefits, stand part of the bill without amendments. Those in favour, please say aye. Those not in favour, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 16, scope of benefits, stand part of the bill without amendments.
Clause 17, grant of pension on retirement.
Thank you very much, Honourable Chair. Honourable National Assembly members, I move that clause 17 stands as part of the bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Honourable Chair, we did receive evidence on this particular clause, and if you observe clause 17, subclause 2, in terms of calculation of benefits, we felt that, well, this is not actually to the benefit of the pensioner, because it states the pension payable under the subsection 1 shall be equal to 1/600 of his or her final pensionable emoluments for each complete month of pensionable service. It was felt that it was argued very strongly that it should be 1/400 to give the pensioner more income, but eventually we had to move into the middle and accepted that it will be 1/500, and it therefore would read as proposed to stand as the bill, as part of the bill, clause 16(2), the pension payable under subsection 1 shall be equal to 1/500th of his or her final pensionable emoluments for each complete month of pensionable service. So it was felt that this would add more to the pensioner's income. Subparagraph 3, it says that subject to the provisions of this Act, a reduced pension shall be payable to a public officer who has furnished the Directorate of Pension with his or a copy of 6 months' notice addressed to the government of his intention to retire early from the public service, and the retirement has been approved in writing. It was felt that 6 months was too much So the proposal in the amendment is actually a period of 3 months. So therefore, you will see in the amendment as incorporated in the clean copy, subject to the provisions of this Act, a reduced pension shall be payable to a public officer who has furnished the Director of Pensions with his or her copy of the 3 months notice address to the government of his or her intention to retire early from the public service, and the retirement has been approved in writing. So so these are some of the amendments we are proposing. So it is proposed that clause 17 start as part of the bill as amended in the clean copy.
Any observation, Your Excellency? Yes, thank you very much. It is proposed that clause 17 as amended and read stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 17 as amended and read now stand part of the bill. Thank you.
Clause 18, dependents' pension.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 18 stand as part of the bill.
Thank you, Chair.
It was seen that in the original, 18 dependent is D-E-N-T, but it was seen that the real word is dependent, D-A-N-T. So that proposal for correction is being proposed, and for clause 18 to stand as part of the bill as amended in the incorporated version.
Honourable members, it is proposed that clause 18, dependents' pensions, stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. Thank you. So the ayes have it. Now clause 18 as amended now stand part of the bill. So we move forward.
Clause 19, debt gratuity.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I move that clause 19 stands as part of the bill. Thank you.
We have no objection.
Thank you very much, honourable members. It is proposed that clause 19, death gratuity, stand part of the bill without amendment. Those in favour, please say aye. Those in favour, please say aye. Those not in favour, please say no. The ayes have it. Thank you very much. So it is clause 19, death penalty, now stand. Sorry. Death is already a penalty. So, you are like, I am sorry. Death gratuity stand part of the bill. Now stand part of the bill without amendment. The lawyers are always talking about the death penalty. Thank you.
Clause 20, retirement on grounds of incapacity.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 20 stands part of the bill. Thank you.
We have no objection.
Very much. Honourable members, can we be more participatory in the proceedings, please, and have one meeting? It is proposed that clause 20, retirement on grounds of incapacity, stand part of the bill. Without amendment, yes. Those in favour, please say aye. Those not in favour, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 20, retirement on grounds of incapacity, now stand part of the bill without amendment.
Yes.
22.
Clause 21, marriage gratuity.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 20 stands as part of the bill. 2021, excuse me, clause 2021 stands as part of the bill.
It's clause 21, marriage gratuity.
It's clause 21. Stands as part of the bill.
Thank you. Yes.
We have no objection.
No objection.
Yes, Chair.
Yes.
21.
21.
Yeah, I have a question to the mover of the motion, if you allow me.
Yes, please.
Okay. If you look at the clause itself, it's just I just need some. It's saying a marriage gratuity shall be payable to a female public officer who has completed 5 years and above in pensionable service. I'm just asking. It's kind of like one-sided. How about the other side?
Chair.
It's not gender balanced.
Do you want me to talk? Can I? You know, the Gambia is ratified so many conventions in promotion of women's rights. And these conventions have even given men the opportunity to take their right to pension, to leave, paternity leave. Why do we say that? Why did we give paternity leave? Because we assume that when a woman delivers, she needs to be supported by her spouse. But that's not normally the case. So you will find that sometimes the laws that are put in place take note of some of the issues that emerged and try to bring in positive interpretations to them. So when a woman who is given this gratuity to be paid a gratuity, I think it is in line with that. It's part of the positive dimensions of promoting standards of rights in terms of what it is. Because we all know that even with the paternity leave, not all men use it diligently. So this is the first level of response I want to give you.
Because I was just thinking...
Chair, our committee did not discuss the principles and the merits. We discussed the details.
I was just looking at the other side to avoid being sued for discrimination. You know what I mean? But it's okay. We can move.
You can take it up from another angle some other time, and then they can always come up with an amendment next time. Thank you very much. Yes, it is. Yes, it is proposed that clause 21, marriage gratuity, stand part of the bill without amendment. Sorry. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 21, marriage gratuity, now stand part of the bill without amendment.
Clause 22, pension upon transfer of service.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 22 stands as part of the bill.
We have no objection.
Thank you very much. It is proposed that clause 22, pension upon transfer of service, stand part of the bill without amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 22, pension upon transfer of service, now stand part of the bill. Thank you.
Clause 23, resignation from the service.
Madam Chair, I move that clause 23 stands as part of the bill.
I have no objection.
No objection. Thank you very much. It is proposed that clause 23, resignation from the service, stand part of the bill without amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 23, resignation from the service, now stand part of the bill.
Clause 24, refund of contributions.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that clause 24 stands as part of the bill.
Yes, we have a proposal for amendment, Honorable Chair. Again, it's question of time that it will take for the person to be a beneficiary. Under the original reform of contributions, it says, on the abolition of the office of the public officer where he or she has less than 10 years pensionable service and is no longer employed in the public service. We are saying in the clean copy, on the abolition of the office of the public officer where he or she has less than 5 years of pensionable service and is no longer employed in the public service. So here the timing matters. B also, reform of contribution on the resignation of the public officer where he or she has less than 10 years pensionable service. So there you'll see the public officer will lose with that type of longitude of service, unless he satisfies that longitude of service. That is reduced on the resignation of the public officer where he or she has less than 5 years pensionable service. So it is proposed that Clause 24 stand as part of the bill as amended in the clean sheet.
Any proposals, so we proceed. It is proposed that Clause 24, yes, the reform of contributions as read and amended stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So Clause 24 as amended and read now stand part of the bill. Please, before we proceed, honorable members, I don't want to call names, but please, can we have one meeting and be participatory in the meetings? Otherwise, it's our meeting, it's our National Assembly, so let's make sure that, our meetings are taken seriously. Thank you. Yes, please.
Clause 25, pensions and gratuities as a right.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that Clause 25 stands as part of the bill.
Here too, Honorable Speaker, we do have a proposal for amendment in order to safeguard the interests of the pensioner, and we all agreed with the mover that such amendments be made. It is therefore proposed that whilst on the Clause 25, subclause 2, the right conferred upon subsection 1 shall not apply in respect of persons or that's not. The A in 3A is what matters. Except in circumstances where the public officer has been dismissed from the public service and the public officer has completed 10 years of pensionable service, pensions or gratuities accruing to the public officer under this Act shall vest in the officer and shall become payable in such manner as and at such times as prescribed under this Act. So it is saying here has completed 5 years of pensionable service instead of 10 years. As you can see, B also said has completed more than 5 years of pensionable service but not more than 10 years. The gratuities payable under sections 19.1, 20A and 21.1 shall vest in that officer and shall become payable in such manner and at such times as prescribed under this Act. So here it is saying has completed more than 5 years of pensionable service but not more than 10 years. Gratuities payable under sections 18.1, 19.2, 21 shall vest in the officer and shall become payable in such manner as at such times as prescribed under this Act. It is therefore proposed that Clause 26 stands as part of the bill as amended, as proposed in the clean sheet. Clause 25, yes, Clause 25. It is proposed that Clause 25 stand as part of the bill as with amendment as proposed in the clean sheet.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, it is proposed that Clause 25, pensions and gratuities as a right, stand part of the bill with amendments as read by the co-chair. Those in favor, please say aye. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So Clause 25, pensions and gratuities as a right, now stand part of the bill as amended and read. Thank you.
Clause 26, pension increase.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I move that Clause 26 stands as part of the bill. Honorable National Assembly members.
Thank you.
Chair, we do have an amendment due to the fact that two elements are considered in the bill. The first one is Clause 26 is saying, notwithstanding the provisions of any other law, there shall be paid with effect from 1st January 2020 and on 1st January every 4 years thereafter on every specified pension together with any other increase granted thereon previously, a pension increase at the rate equivalent to the prevailing consumer price index as determined by the Gambia Bureau of Statistics, but in any event not less than 3% of the pension in payment at the date of the increase. So we've seen an element there of 1st January 2020 is a date that could no longer be adhered to and should not have in fact been put in that way because of the variation. Furthermore, it says in this section, date of the increase means 1st January 2020 and the 1st January every 4 years after, as the case may be. That is Clause 26, subclause 3. Now, we have seen that all this in terms of timing no longer applies. That is why Clause 25, it is proposed for amendment, which reads, notwithstanding the provisions of any other law, there shall be paid pensions increase 4 years after the commencement of this act and every 4 years thereafter at a rate to be determined by an actuary. An increase shall not be payable under this section on any specified person which became payable, on any specified pension which became payable after the date of the increase, where the amount of the pension is calculated by reference to pensionable emoluments received on or after such a date. Furthermore, we have the third paragraph. In this section, date of the increase means January after every 4 years after the date of commencement of this act. It is therefore proposed that the clause 26 stands part of the bill with amendment as incorporated in the annex.
Very much, honourable members, it is proposed that clause 26, pensions increase, stand part of the bill as amended and read. Those in favour, please say aye. Those not in favour, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 26, pension increase, now stand part of the bill as amended and read. Thank you.
Clause 27, vesting of benefits.
Very much, Honorable Chair. I move that Clause 27 stands as part of the bill. Thank you. To the Honorable Minister, National Assembly members.
Yes.
Honorable Chair, we do have an amendment here. As you can see, Clause 27, vesting of benefits. Subclause 1 says all contributions deducted from a member's pensionable emolument and remitted to the consolidated fund under this Act shall vest immediately in the member and may be refunded to the member only in circumstances provided for in this Act. Well, we have seen that that is not something that we should retain, because the consolidated fund is not supposed to be the place to deposit pension fund. So it will therefore be more prudent to include this amendment that all contributions deducted from a member's pensionable emolument and remitted to the Public Service Pensions Fund. So instead of consolidated fund, is Public Service Pension Fund. Now, there are other provisions that dealt with the issue of death gratuity. If you look at clause 27, paragraph 3, a public officer on his or her nominated beneficiaries, as the case may be, shall not be eligible to grant of a death gratuity or gratuity payable upon retirement on the grounds of incapacity and marriage gratuity as prescribed in this Act, unless the public office has completed a vesting period of 5 years in pensionable service, and on and on. So, Honorable Chair, what is deemed to be appropriate is that a public officer or his or her nominated beneficiaries, or such as may be determined by the curator, as the case may be, shall not be eligible for grants of a death gratuity or gratuity payable upon retirement on the grounds of incapacity. So here we are replacing the functions and imposing the right thing to be done, that is to ensure that the curator gets involved in this type of payment. So in that regard, it is proposed that
before you come to the proposal, can I just take you back on subclause 1?
Subclause 1.
27.1.
Yeah.
All contributions deducted from a member's pensionable emoluments and remitted to the public service instead of the fund, because fund is already defined under the interpretation. We had earlier on defined it by way of amendment. So probably we just say fund.
We just the fund.
It will automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. All right. We add that in to the fund shall vest immediately. So in that regard, it is proposed that clause 27 stands as part of the bill as amended under the consolidated annex.
Honourable members, it is proposed that clause 27, vesting of benefits, stand part of the bill as amended and read. Those in favour, please say aye. Those not in favour, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 27, vesting of benefits, now stand part of the bill as read and amended. Thank you.
Clause 28, minimum and maximum pension.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I move that, Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 27, 28 stand to be part of the bill. Thank you.
We have no objection.
No objection. Thank you very much. It is proposed that clause 28, minimum and maximum benefit, stand part of the bill without amendments. Those in favour, please say aye. Those not in favour, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 28, minimum and maximum pension, now stand part of the bill without amendments. Thank you.
Clause 29, paying benefits.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chair, Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 29, stands as part of the bill.
No objection. Honorable.
Thank you. It is proposed that clause 29, paying benefits, stand part of the bill. Those in favor? Without amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it, and clause 29, paying benefits, now stand part of the bill without amendments. Thank you.
Clause 30, missing member.
Honorable Chair, Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 30 stands as part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, we have no objection.
No objection. Thank you very much. Honorable members, it is proposed that clause 30, missing member, stand part of the bill without amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 30, missing member, now stand part of the bill without amendment. Thank you.
Clause 31, non-assignability of benefits.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 31 stands as part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, we have no objection.
Thank you. Honorable members, it is proposed that clause 31, non-assignability of benefits, stand part of the bill without amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 31, non-assignability of benefits, now stand part of the bill without amendments. Thank you.
Clause 32, circumstances under which benefits may cease.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 32 stands as part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, we do have an objection in terms of clause 32(4). It says that if a public officer to whom a pension or gratuity has been granted under this Act is sentenced to a term of imprisonment, adjudged bankrupt, or declared insolvent by any competent court, the Director of Pension may direct that the amount he or she was receiving or would have been entitled by way of pension or gratuity had he or she not been sentenced to imprisonment, adjourned bankrupt, or declared insolvent, to be paid or applied for the maintenance or benefit of nominated beneficiaries. Honorable, no, I don't think that was the 32. Yes, this is about the actuary that we really look into. May direct. Okay, no, it's 3, Honorable. It's 3. Is 32(3). Upon commencement of the suspended pension, the Directorate of Pensions, upon the advice of an actuary, may adjust the suspended pension of the public officer to fairly reflect the missing payments during the period of suspension. It is felt that, well, here may, after an actuary gives advice, would be to give the Director of Pension absolute authority to decide without any rational base for doing so. So once the advice is from an actuary, we are proposing that it should be shall rather than may. So clause 32(3) is therefore proposed to be amended as incorporated in the annex.
Thank you, honorable members. It is proposed that clause 32, as read and amended, stand part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So 32 circumstances under which benefits may cease now stand part of the bill as read and amended. Thank you.
Clause 33, benefits a charge to the consolidated fund.
Honorable Chair, Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 33 stand as part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, again, the observation is that the benefits cannot in any way be charged on or paid from the consolidated fund. So there we are proposing amendment to move from the consolidated fund and introduce the appropriate fund, the Public Service Pensions Fund. It is therefore proposed that clause 33 stands as part of the bill as amended under the incorporated annex.
Honorable members, it is proposed that clause 33 benefits a
charge, yes.
Okay, benefits a charge to the consolidated fund stand part of the bill as amended and read by the full committee. The proposed amendments have been read. So those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 33, benefits a charge to the consolidated fund stand part of the bill as amended and read. Thank you.
Clause 34, financial year.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I move that clause 34.
Your microphone, please.
Sorry. Thank you, Madam Chair. I move, Honorable Ministers of the National Assembly, I move that clause 34 stands as part of the bill.
We have no objection as long as the mover does not see any need in terms of reconciling this definition with the one in the Public Finance Act.
Thank you very much, honorable members. It is proposed that clause 34, financial year, stand part of the bill without amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 34, financial year, stand part of the bill. Now stand part of the bill without amendments. Thank you.
Clause 35, auditing of accounts.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 35 stands as part of the bill.
Chair.
Honorable Chair, it is seen that clause 35 does not accord with the Public Enterprise Act. It does not accord with the rules that govern such enterprises. So it is proposed that this free submission of audited accounts, as it is being proposed, the financial year, it says, all accounts kept under this act shall be audited by the Auditor General at least once in every financial year. Well, that's not the term that is used. So we are proposing that that is changed, that all accounts kept under this act shall be audited by the Auditor General at least 3 months after each financial year. So that is in line with the Public Enterprise Act. We therefore propose an amendment of clause 35.
To give it a timeline.
Yes, and give it a timeline of 3 months, as incorporated in the annex.
Thank you very much. It is proposed that clause 35, auditing of accounts, stand as part of the bill as amended and read. Those were the question. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 35, auditing of account, now stand part of the bill as amended and read.
Clause 36, verification of benefits.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 36 stands as part of the bill.
We have no objection.
Thank you very much. It is proposed that clause 36, verification of benefits, now stand part of the bill without amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. Thank you. Clause 36, verification of benefits. The ayes have it, sorry, the ayes have it. Clause 36, verification of benefits, now stand part of the bill without amendment.
Clause 37, actuarial valuations.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 37 stands as part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, we did have observations. On the clause 37, subclause 1, it is stated that the minister shall from January 1st, 2020, well, of course, as we can already see, that has been overtaken by events, and at intervals of not less than 5 years, or at any time as the government may direct, cause an actuarial valuation of the scheme to be carried out by an actuary. So we are actually proposing, the minister does not apply there because the act is really to be administered by the vice president. So in this instance, we are proposing an amendment of the clause that the vice president shall, from the commencement of this act, and at intervals of not less than 5 years or any time as the government may direct, cause an actuarial valuation of the scheme to be carried out by the actuary. It is therefore proposed that that clause 37 stand part of the bill as proposed by the amendment incorporated in the annex.
Honorable, can we go to 3 or clause 37 too?
Yes, I can go to the rest, Honorable. That's why I generalize it, so we can touch on all of them.
I think let's read 37 together.
Yes, 37, we can touch all of them because the issue here is the submission. We've had some changes there. It is saying the actuarial valuation shall consider the contribution, income, the cost to the pension fund. It should be the pension fund, the interest, the experience, etc., etc. So all that, Honorable Chair, would have to be amended. So it is proposed that.
And 4 it talks about the minister.
4 and 5, all of them.
Yes, and also generally wherever consolidated fund appears, the consolidated will be deleted and fund replaced. Fund is already interpreted and defined.
That's the essence.
Yeah, thank you.
Wherever minister is mentioned, it should be vice president. Wherever consolidated fund, it should be pension fund.
Thank you.
Okay. It is so proposed.
Yes.
Yes, it's the cost to cost.
I understand. I have effected that.
It's not as default.
Yes.
It's not as default. Pension fund.
It will be. That's what is being raised now. We are taking note of it. Thank you.
We are not hearing.
Thank you very much.
Now, what my expert is telling me here is that the consolidated fund in that situation is right here. Maybe you can give me more advice. Is it the funds that is coming from our consolidated fund to the pension fund?
This is saying the cost consolidated fund. contribution income, the cost consolidation fund.
Yes.
It's not referring to the pension fund.
Yes, it is not referring to the pension fund. It is the fund that is coming from the government to the pensions fund.
Yes, that is true, Honorable Chair.
Yes, because that is going to be a contribution of the government.
It's the contribution of the government, that's true.
Yes, we have to maintain
It is
that.
okay.
Yes, it has to remain. We have to be very specific. Thank you very much.
But the other amendments will stand. Thank you very much. It is, Honorable Members, it is proposed that Clause 37, actuarial valuations, stand part of the bill as amended and read. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So Clause 37, actuarial valuations, now stand part of the bill as amended and read.
Clause 38, offences under the Act.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that Clause 38 stands as part of the bill.
Chair, do you have any observations, any proposals? 38.
Clause 38, yes, Honorable Chair, Clause 38. Could the mover look at the last part, Clause 38(4)?
The amount, sorry.
So it should be consolidated fund, but now we are talking about pension offences, isn't it? Is that how the mover wishes to maintain it? Or would the mover wish it to be paid into the pension fund? It's okay? Would the mover wishes to be retained in the consolidated fund or to move into the pension fund?
Pensions fund.
Pension fund, okay. So that amendment, Honorable Chair, it goes into the pensions fund.
It is proposed that Clause 38, offences under this Act, stand part of the bill as amended.
As amended, okay.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So Clause 38, offences under this Act, now stand part of the bill as amended. Thank you.
Clause 39, regulations.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that Clause 39 stands as part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, we've seen that Clause 39 talks about regulation, but in the original bill it talks about a minister when the responsibility is that of the Vice President. So that should be amended accordingly. So it is proposed that Clause 39 can be amended accordingly and stand as part of the bill.
Thank you very much, honorable members. It is proposed that Clause 39, regulations, stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So Clause 39, regulations, now stand part of the bill with amendments. Thank you.
Clause 40, repeal.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable National Assembly members, I move that Clause 40 stands as part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, we've seen that the original bill in terms of repeal does not have a date. That it simply mentioned the Pensions Act is repealed, but which Pensions Act? So the amendment proposes that the Pensions Act 1950 is repealed. So it is so proposed, the amendment is so proposed to stand as part of the bill.
Honorable, before we call on the mover, the technical team, especially the draftsperson, is telling us that in drafting, you can see the cap they are referred to, 3601, and this is clear reference to the of the act, and you see it under the act. That when they draft, this is how it's done.
It should be so incorporated.
Yeah. So, yes. So we are in order. Thank you. Once you see, once you refer to cap 3601, it straight away tells you the Pensions Act 1950.
And furthermore, Honorable Chair, it is proposed that we incorporate both the repeal and savings under the same clause. So it is proposed that
Clause 40. Repeal and savings.
Repeal
That's
and savings.
That's usually how it is framed.
Yes.
Thank you very much, honourable members. It is proposed that clause 40 stand part of the bill as amended. Those in favour, please say aye. Those not in favour, please say no. The ayes have it, so clause 40 now stand part of the bill as amended. That takes care of.
Let me just read it.
So now we go to clause 8.
No, so let the table office read it, so they have their
That's
own.
clause 41, savings.
So it will be March.
Propose to merger.
Your Excellency.
Propose the merger.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I move that clause, Honorable National Assembly members, I move that clause 41 stands as part of the bill.
Can you help her?
Well, the only proposal we have is to incorporate savings in the clause so that it will be repeal and savings. It is so proposed for repeal and savings to be in the same clause and stand as part of the bill.
Thank you very much, honourable members. It is proposed that clause 40 stands part of the bill as proposed. Those in favour, please say aye. Those not in favour, please say no. Thank you very much. The ayes have it, so clause 40 now stands. 41 stands part of the bill as proposed.
I'll go back to clause 8 now.
Now, the honourable members will recall that clause 8 was earlier on suspended to allow the drafters to come out with a proposal or a suggestion so that we can have a look at it. So it's already circulated. Whether we allow the mover or no, I think it's proper for the chair. Chair, you have a copy?
Yes, I have a copy.
Yes,
so
please.
clause 8.
Clause 8, yes.
It is being proposed that we have the heading Establishment and Functions of the Directorate of Pensions. So clause 8(1) is being proposed, which will be, there is established by this act a Directorate of Pensions under the Personnel Management Office. The Directorate shall be headed by a Director of Pensions who shall be appointed by the Public Service Commission. The Director of Pensions shall be responsible for the day-to-day administration of the scheme and responsible to the Permanent Secretary on administrative and technical matters. Yes, so then you continue, the Director of Pension shall open and maintain, so the rest of the functions will follow. And Honorable Chair, where I repeat the Director of Pensions that is supposed to be deleted, and that with the what is read incorporated is being proposed to stand as part of the bill as an amendment to the bill, as an amendment to clause 8.
Very much. It is proposed that clause 8, that is establishment and functions of the Directorate of Pensions, stand part of the bill as amended and read. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So clause 8, establishment and functions of the Directorate of Pensions, now stand part of the bill as amended and read. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, the fact that clause 7 of the original bill was integrated into clause 8, so the clause 8 will become clause 7. I propose that the sequencing be put in the right order as an amendment.
Thank you very much. It is proposed, honorable members, in view of the amendment under clause 7, the subsequent renumbering, the sequencing of the subsequent numbering be done accordingly. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. So it is, the ayes have it, and it is now proposed that the sequencing would be redone and form part of the bill as an amendment. Thank you. The Assembly will now resume. We're done, honorable members.
Just announce the English.
Assembly will now resume.
You go this thing in the sentence and errors. Ignore this one.
Honorable Chair, if I remember, we asked them to submit a schedule. I don't. Maybe when you come to a schedule that deals with the calculations as part of the bill. I think members will recall that. We propose for them to submit a schedule that will form part of the bill, but that was not.
Small writings on it. Can someone just recall?
Yes. What they gave us essentially is the calculation, how to calculate it. Yeah, but not the real schedule that needs to be attached to the bill. Because, you know, the calculation was based on the 1/600, and that actually has changed now. So maybe perhaps they need to prepare another one that will show the actual, denomination, be it 500. 500, yeah.
Madam Chair, can I just respond to the issue he raised? So we have to give them the 500.
Yeah, I'll ask my team to put just the form denominator change from 60 to 50. Actually, from 600 to 500.
Yes, I just want to note that he is quite, the Honorable Chair, co-chair is right. They requested for a schedule, and the first schedule that was brought in was based on the 600 denominations. But after a long conversation and discussion on the matter, we agreed on 500, which was supposed to have been submitted, but it is not submitted. We have just agreed that he will submit it by tomorrow. He will send it immediately to this office. Thank you very much.
Her Excellency still has eventual, the procedure is not yet exhausted. We're not completed yet, so I'm sure they'll be able to provide that. And
yes, I think they can always, because ultimately they have to take all these things that we have agreed and bring us with a fresh copy for the
clean bill.
A clean bill for the
clean bill. That's the procedure. Thank you. Honorable members, the House now resumes. Your Excellency, thank you very much. Honorable members, thank you very much for that engagement. It's been quite long, but I think we were able to add value to the bill so that at the end of the day, we come up with something that is very good, so that it can stand the test of time. Now, the third reading for the Public Service Pensions Bill is now scheduled for Monday, the 21st of February, 2022, for Her Excellency the Vice President to move for its third reading. However, before that date, the Office of the Vice President is hereby urged to comply with Standing Order Clause 7220 to ensure that the amended version of the bill is printed and circulated to members in advance. That is the amended version, to include everything, all the amendments that have been agreed and voted on here. I also wish to just draw the attention of this honorable House that just a second. After the conclusion of the consideration stage, the bill now stands referred to the Business Assembly Committee, who will convene a date for, but the agenda is already scheduled, and that was why I read that it is scheduled for Monday, the 21st of February. It automatically stands referred to the ABC. but the ABC has already scheduled for bills on Monday, and that's why we included this particular bill for the third reading for Monday, the 21st of January 2022. And then on that note, I thank everybody once more, and that's the end of today's, yes, I've seen it, the end of today's business. But before I put the question, Honorable Member for Serekunda raised this tag, so can we just...
Well, thank you. To conclude our process, Honorable Speaker, it seems that you will be able to save us under clause 75, subclause 2, that amendments for the correction of error or oversight may, with the Speaker's permission, be moved before the question for the third reading of the bill is put. So in that sense, that schedule is an oversight. They should have really brought it, and that's a way for them to amend it, to make sure that we get it before the third reading.
The Office of the Excellency will ensure that we receive it, and then it will form part of the... There will be a proposal for the amendment to be included before we go in for the third reading. Thank you. Anything else?
The Vice President has to report to us by the committee stage.
Thank you very much, honorable members, Your Excellency. May I now put the question, honorable members, be it resolved that this August Assembly do stand adjourned till Tuesday, the 15th of February, 2022. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. The Assembly now stands adjourned till Tuesday, the 15th of February, 2022 at 10 a.m. prompt. And I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you.